Hi, welcome to this tutorial. We are dealing with the accelerometer, in particular the MPU6050, and in this tutorial I'm just going to show you how to solder on the headers. Now if you see here, basically we have what comes in the package. We have the accelerometer itself and these two different headers, and basically I think it mostly comes this way. Sometimes they come soldered on, and basically today I'm just going to solder it on. I guess you have a choice of putting it so that has this orientation that way, and that's what I'm going to use. Or also, you can choose a different orientation so that when you actually install it into some kind of breadboard or strip board or what have you, it's setting up right that way, depending on how you want to orient your sensor. So I'm going to orient it this way using this header, and basically I'm just going to use a breadboard here, and I'm going to put the header in and then solder it on top of that. All right, I fired up my soldering iron, and the first thing I'm going to do is just put my header into the breadboard itself. I'll just put it into the row C here. All right, and then I'm going to stick the sensor on top, and then just so it rests parallel. Now, some of you might want to be more or less nitpicky about this, but I'm not going to be too crazy about it. I'm just going to actually stick this other header under it to sort of prop it up a little bit and to make sure that it's not too tilted. Now, obviously, if you're doing something, it has a pretty good accuracy, the sensor, so obviously if you're doing something pretty accurate, you might want to use tape or something to just get it as parallel as you can get it. I'm not overly concerned with that, so I'm going to get it. It might be a little bit tilty, but hopefully not too bad. So yeah, we just adjust the height there on. I pushed it in too much, so I guess I'm being a little bit picky about it. So just push it in a little bit, but not too much. See if I can manage that. Okay, that seems pretty good. So that'll hopefully keep it just about there. Good. Oh well. Now that I look at it under the magnifying glass, it probably needs to go down a little bit. Anyways, not to get too crazy again. Okay, there. Well, that'll have to do. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do. As I said, I've fired up my soldering iron, and now I'm just going to go ahead and solder that up. Get a nice clean tip. Try to use a pretty small tip. I have my soldering iron fairly hot, so I'm just gonna touch it for just a little bit. I'm just gonna do a couple seconds there on each little bit. And again, using that sweet spot, the side of the tip of the soldering iron, to kind of get both the header bar heated up and the little ring heated up. And again, I don't want to spend too long because I don't want to melt any circuits or anything like that. That's pretty long already. There. And again, well, I keep saying again, but I guess I'm presuming you've either had some soldering instruction or have seen some of my previous videos on soldering. But you want that kind of Hershey kiss, or I guess like a little volcano. You don't want little balls on top, otherwise that's cold solder. It's not quite making the connect. And you don't want to spend too long on there for fear of melting some of the strips, some of the connections, or overheating some of the components there. I'm literally on less than a second probably. But then I can go back and melt it if I feel like it's too. Again, this is pretty hot solder. Nice thin soldering tip. Okay, and there you have it. So now I have my sensor nicely thing. Not the straightest. It's all right. Seems to be okay. Yeah, it seems to be okay. Right, and we'll just pull that out. And then we'll be ready for our next step, which is wiring it up. pop that in there on row C like I said, and I'll be ready to wire it up.